My name is Anna, and I'm a teacher. For 20 years, I've poured my heart and soul into shaping young minds. It's not a flashy job or a high-paying one, but it's where I found my purpose. My brother, Mark, a corporate lawyer who measured success by his salary and the size of his McMansion, never understood that. To Mark, my career was cute. A noble pursuit, he'd condescendingly call it, usually over Thanksgiving dinner. But you know, Anna, he'd start, polishing his expensive watch. Some of us actually build things. Contribute to the economy. Teaching is, well, it's just really not very ambitious, is it? His wife, Sarah, would always chime in, yes, Anna, it's just so sweet how you work with children. But shouldn't you aim higher? They never saw the strategy, the quiet leadership, the intricate bureaucracy that underpinned education. They just saw a woman with chalk dust on her cardigan. Mark and Sarah had 2 kids, Liam and Mia. Bright kids, but entitled, just like their parents. They attended the exclusive Pine Ridge Academy, a private school far outside the district where I taught. I adored my niece and nephew, but the school environment, fueled by their parents' privilege, was not preparing them for the real world. One spring, Mark's firm faced unexpected legal trouble. His income took a hit. Suddenly, Pine Ridge Academy's exorbitant tuition was a problem. They began looking at public schools, specifically those in the Northwood School District, the same district where I had taught for years, and where I had secretly been building my career outside the classroom. Mark, completely unaware of my deeper involvement, tried to throw his weight around. Anna, you work in Northwood, right? Can you pull some strings to get Liam and Mia into the gifted program at Maplewood Elementary? We need that prestige, even in public school. His arrogance was astounding. He thought my 2 decades of dedicated service meant I could just waltz in and demand special treatment for his kids, all while still calling my profession unambitious. The dismissal grated on me, but a plan was already forming. What Mark didn't know was that while he was busy in corporate boardrooms, I wasn't just teaching. For the past 5 years, I had been working tirelessly behind the scenes. I earned my doctorate in educational leadership at night. I joined every key district committee, curriculum development, strategic planning, budget oversight. I cultivated relationships with every school board member, every principal, and every community leader. I was quietly, systematically, climbing the administrative ladder. My goal wasn't just to be a good teacher, it was to effect systemic change to lead. And to do that, I needed to be in a position of ultimate authority. I applied for the superintendent position of the Northwood School District. It was a rigorous, highly competitive process, spanning months of interviews, presentations, and public forums. I leveraged my deep understanding of the district, my long-standing relationships, and my academic credentials. I kept it all a complete secret from my family. They wouldn't have understood anyway. They'd have just mocked my ambitious new hobby. Mark's financial situation worsened. Liam and Mia's transition to public school was not smooth. Liam was struggling with the curriculum, and Mia was clashing with her teachers. Mark, used to fixing everything with money or legal threats, was furious. He called me daily, demanding I do something. Anna, this is a disaster. Liam's grades are slipping. Mia's teacher is clearly incompetent. You work there, fix it. Talk to the principal. Get them moved. Mark, I can't just interfere with a student's placement or teacher assignment, I patiently explained, suppressing my rising irritation. There are protocols, and their issues are behavioral, not just academic. Protocols, he scoffed. You're a teacher. Just go talk to someone. This is what family does. Your little job should at least be useful. The casual dismissal of my entire profession, even as he was begging for my influence, boiled my blood. He saw me as a glorified secretary, a mere cog in a system he wanted to exploit. A week later, the Northwood School District held a public press conference. The school board was announcing their new superintendent. I had sent my family a vague invitation, knowing they'd likely ignore it. But I wanted them to have the option. They didn't show. I stood on the podium, looking out at a sea of excited faces, teachers, parents, community leaders. The board chair introduced me, highlighting my decades of service, my academic achievements, and my vision for the district. It is my distinct honor to introduce our new superintendent, he concluded, Dr. Anna Davies. I walked to the microphone, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment. This wasn't just a promotion. It was the culmination of years of deliberate, strategic work. This was real power, the ability to shape the future of thousands of children. The press conference went viral within the district. Photos and videos of Dr. Anna Davies, new superintendent, were everywhere. My phone exploded, not from my friends who already knew, but from my family. Mark, Sarah, even my parents. Dozens of missed calls. Frenzied texts. Anna, superintendent, is this a joke? Why didn't you tell us? What does this mean? You're the head of the district? Liam's school. Mark called, his voice a frantic mixture of shock and dawning realization. Anna, what the hell is going on? The news just showed you. You're the superintendent. Yes, Mark, I replied, my voice calm, enjoying the moment. As of this morning, I'm responsible for every school in the district, including Maplewood Elementary. But you're just a teacher, he spluttered, still clinging to his outdated perception. Not anymore, Mark, I said. I am the superintendent, and I oversee all student placements, curriculum, and personnel within the Northwood School District, including your children's school. The call went silent. He finally understood. The cute, unambitious teacher now held absolute power over his kids' education, the one thing he couldn't control with money or legal threats. Mark and Sarah tried everything. They called for meetings, appealed to the school board, who, of course, deferred to me, and tried to use their supposed influence. It was futile. I met with them officially in my new, spacious superintendent's office. Mark, Sarah, I began, I understand you're concerned about Liam and Mia. As superintendent, my priority is the equitable and excellent education of all students. Your children will be treated like every other child in the district. But Liam needs the gifted program. Sarah insisted. You can just put him in. Liam's academic record does not currently meet the criteria for accelerated placement, I stated, presenting them with his assessment data. And Mia's behavioral issues are being addressed through standard disciplinary processes, like any other student. There will be no special treatment, no pulling strings. Mark fumed. This is payback, isn't it? You're doing this because I always said your job was beneath you. No, Mark, I replied, meeting his gaze. This is called protocol. Something you always believed was beneath you. And as superintendent, I enforce it equally for everyone. Liam and Mia, without their parents' usual interventions, actually started to adapt. Liam, challenged by the standard curriculum, learned resilience. Mia, facing consequences for her behavior, learned respect. I made sure they had access to the best resources, but no unfair advantages. My parents were initially furious, but over time, they saw the positive changes in Liam and Mia. They saw my competence, not just my ambition. Mark and Sarah eventually sold their McMansion and moved into a smaller home within the district, unable to escape my influence. They still never apologized for their past comments, but the condescension was gone, replaced by a grudging respect and a healthy fear. My first year as superintendent was a resounding success. I implemented new programs, secured vital funding, and fostered a culture of excellence. I was no longer just a teacher. I was a leader, making a real, systemic difference. Mark and Sarah still live in the district. Our interactions are polite, distant. They now refer to me as Dr. Davies in public. They know who holds the power. Their children are thriving, not because of special treatment, but because they are finally learning to navigate the world on their own merits. They once called my career cute and unambitious. They never understood the quiet power and dedication in understanding the system and in playing the long game. I didn't need their validation. I just needed to be in a position to ensure that no child, including my own niece and nephew, was ever subject to the kind of entitlement and disrespect that almost ruined them. My ambition wasn't for a corporate ladder, it was for a legacy. And as superintendent, I am building it one student at a time.